live stream on the social media. If you're joining for the first time, I appreciate you guys being on. Always live here Wednesday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern time. For some pre-market prep, we're going to speak to you about a few things, how I managed to use some of the edgeful reports. Actually, I had a nice DAX trade this morning, so we can speak about this. It is up on screen. I like using VWAP along with the edgeful reports, which we got the orb report this morning on the DAX up and working really nicely. DAX orb this morning, which I took live actually on my YouTube channel, as well as obviously streamed to X as well. So yeah, really nice beginning to the session. I'm in South Africa, so that's why I'm actually able to trade the London session. But yeah, if you got any questions and you are listening in the live chat, Grin, I can see you on. Hoa, morning, Mitch. What's up, everyone? Appreciate you guys being on. Claudia, Casper, what's up, Alex? Yeah, appreciate you guys being on. Shelly, yep, everyone here, perfect. So Scott, yeah, really nice morning here. So basically how I used the shorts here on the DAX, and as I said, I did take this live, I cut and then got back in, is we're trading underneath that opening range low. So a lot of lines on my screen here. Let me just point them you guys out to what is actually what. Let me take off this and let's take off that weekly VWAP. But basically, I've got the session VWAP over here, the London session VWAP, which is this blue one. I've got the edgeful orb opening range indicator as well from the London session, of course, because the first 15 minutes of the London session is 3 to 3:15 a.m. Eastern time. And then basically, we break below the lows here. And essentially, what I'm then looking for is a move back towards opening range and then looking for the shorts and continuation. I might have taken a slightly early and should have been maybe waiting for a little bit of a pullback back to that opening range low. So I ended up cutting half of it there. But basically what I did was in some extra confidence here, we started to trade below the weekly VWAP as well, which is this blue dotted line over there. So just using simple VWAPs in the opening range with edgeful. So below the opening range, below the session VWAP, and I look to get short. I added back in here, as you can see, and then ended up getting full out here at the lows. Previous day's highs was here, previous day's lows were back here. So very nice trade here to put me green on the day. But simple, just using the opening range with edgeful as well as session VWAPs. So let's go to that DAX trade. What I mean about the opening range is you can actually see over here, in the last 3 months, let's go to the last 3 months. Let's go to the London session because you need to make sure the correct timing's on here. And let's go by levels. You can actually see that in the last 3 months, we can see when we break that opening range low and we go 61% of the time, we actually go at least negative 0.5 R of that orb. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, today, the orb was measured from high to low. This is all done. The orb is all plotted and manually automatically for you if you have an edgeful membership. So make sure if you do have that and you're watching here, you can get the edgeful orb indicators on the right hand side. Yeah, there's also Ninja Trader indicators too. But essentially, the orb today was 65 points. That meaning that 61% of the time we're going to move at least 30 points to the low side or to the high side of that because it's negative 0.5 or a positive 0.5 of that orb. Okay, and then something also very interesting was that the opening candle, which was also red, so trading in the direction of that. And what is that opening candle continuation report with edgeful? And I've got a few reports that I like to use. It's pretty simple, is that we do have let's go over this. So it will be from 3 to 4 M in the last 3 months. Not a great stat here, but 58% of the time we will close as a bearish closing day. You can actually put that to, let's go like this. Let's go by weekday. We can actually have a look at that if that changes anything here. But I like looking at that first hour. There you go on a Wednesday, 75% of the time. If that first hour is bearish, we will close as a bearish closing day. Okay, so that was my DAX trade this morning. I already put up in the journal, already marked up and ready to go. So $500, $600 to start the day there. Let's see how we do get along into the New York session. We are starting to see price action making new highs here. So got to be careful of trying to fade momentum. The NASDAQ and S&P are looking obviously quite bullish. I got chopped up trading the Dow yesterday. So obviously where there was some easy longs on the NASDAQ and S&P. So always some good, there's always lessons, right? There's always lessons. I finished negative yesterday, as you can see. So let's go to Let's go to Monday. I was quite nicely green shorting that opening range low break. And then Tuesday, which was obviously yesterday, got chopped up trading the Dow, so negative 200. And then today, I am green so far. So let's see what we do get to the rest of the session. It's going to be interesting to see what we have. We don't have any news. We obviously had CPI yesterday, but no news on the cards today besides Australian news, which we already obviously passed at. But no more news on the cards. So we'll see what happens. We got stocks up, Tesla up 3% today, Nvidia up 3% pre-market, and all of the Mag 7 green except Apple and Microsoft, which are relatively flat, nothing too serious over there. But world market indexes, Nikkei is down, as well as the DAX today too, so keep that in mind. But yeah, going to be interesting to see what we do have. Bitcoin is kind of flat on the day, gold trading negative, so interesting to see what we are going to get. I'll be here live in the edgeful Discord for the rest of the day, just speaking to you guys. And then, of course, we've always got our session streams, which you can always get in the link in my bio. Please be careful of fake accounts messaging you guys, but you can come check everything you need to know about me over here. I'll put it in the chat over there. Everything you need to know about me is there. If you want to get a free trial with Edgeful, a lot of guys that don't come to stream don't know about this, but you actually can get a free trial in the link in my bio through Edgeful. If you put in your card details, won't charge you for that first month. You will get a 7-day free trial. You can cancel at any time. So that's a pre-market prep today. No news on the card. Some nice DAX shorts in the London session showing you how I use Orb and the VWAPs with Edgeful, the Orb strategy with Edgeful. So we'll see what we get into the rest of the day. Less is more. Focus on taking one good quality trade at a time. Appreciate you guys being on, and we'll see you